I said salute to the untouchable True School Sports Empire,
That's
taking
right, the
over
untouchable.
not only the South Florida boxing scene, but the worldwide boxing scene.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is my reaction video to my day at the Fifth Street Gym. I was there for the Gervonta Tank Davis media workout. If you've watched the videos on my channel or Fight Hub or Fight Hype or whatever channel it may be, you have definitely heard my voice because I absolutely dominated the media scrum with the best questions, no doubt about it. But listen, man, let's talk about Gervonta Davis and a lot of the things he said about Ryan Garcia. Because when I went to the Fifth Street Gym a couple days ago for this media workout, I was thinking to myself, BT, don't ask Gervonta Davis the tough questions early. Let's save the Ryan Garcia stuff for later on in the media scrum and let the other reporters ask their little questions, right? So the media scrum starts, the interview starts, and luckily for me, it went better than I thought it would go because the other reporters started asking Gervonta Davis immediately about if he thinks Ryan Garcia is juicing, if he's on the sauce, if he's on PEDs, if he's taking steroids. And Gervonta Davis made it no secret. He thinks that Ryan Garcia isn't taking this fight with him, or isn't taking a tune-up fight, I should say, for two reasons. The reason Ryan Garcia is not taking a tune-up fight before the Tank fight is, number one, because he says Ryan is lazy, and Ryan has gotten fame and enjoyed the fame more so than actually being a fighter. That's number one. And number two, and the most pertinent point and part about this is that Ryan Garcia is cycling off steroids and PEDs and juice in his system. He's trying to get a competitive advantage in an unfair way, and that's what he's saying. Now, this could be interpreted one of two ways. Either A, you think Gervonta Davis is making an built-in excuse, so if he loses, he can just point to that, to him being on PEDs, Ryan Garcia being on PEDs. Or B, you look at the picture of Ryan Garcia next to Tim Tszyu, and you say, damn, he's just as big as Tim Tszyu. So, if he's getting big out of nowhere. So, it is what it is. I'll let you guys come to your own conclusion. I won't really say too much. But, apart from that, he pretty much was just adamant that he's gonna whoop Ryan Garcia when the time comes, and that he's not overlooking Hector Luis Garcia. He knows that Hector Luis Garcia is a guy that if he's not on his P's and Q's, that if he sleeps on Hector Luis Garcia, Hector can sleep you, and he was very, very forthcoming about that. His coach Calvin Ford, loved Calvin Ford. Had a chance to talk to Coach Calvin Ford while I was there. Calvin Ford kind of doubled down on what his fighter was saying that, Ryan Garcia is on the juice. His body's looking bigger, and they know when a fighter is saucing. So, my thing is this, whether he is or he isn't juicing, I'm not so sure. You never really know. Until he tests positive, you don't really know. We can make our assertions, we can make our assumptions, but what they say about making assumptions. You can't make an ass out of yourself. So, with that being said, I'm not saying the wrong or the right. What I will say is, I really hope this isn't something that holds up this fight from happening, because if Gervonta takes care of business against Hector, which again I reiterate is not going to be no easy walk in the park, he's got to make sure he beats Hector, because Hector's going to come to win. But if he does that, I really hope the PED thing and the PED accusations and the steroid thing, it doesn't become a hold up to the fight, because if history shows us anything, when you get big fights in boxing, I'm not saying this is Mayweather Pacquiao, but I'm saying this is a big fight. Look at Mayweather Pacquiao. Look how much time was lost on that fight because of Mayweather saying that Pacquiao was on PEDs, and then when they actually fought, Mayweather got a temporary use exemption, and there's a whole big controversy with that. So what I'm saying is, it's just a crazy state of affairs. Gervonta Davis also doubled down, because I asked him this. I wanted to ask him this because I don't remember anybody in the media asking him this. I asked Tank. I said, Tank, a while ago you were saying that you were cut from a different cloth. That I got mental health too, but I'm gonna show you how I deal with my mental health. I put in this pain on you, and I kind of asked him to elaborate. What sort of mental advantages does he feel he has over Ryan Garcia, and he pretty much said that Ryan Garcia uses his mental health problems as an excuse because, and this is where I kind of, not that Ryan is using it as an excuse, but I agree with him on this part. He's saying that fighters need to have a certain amount of strength mentally to step in the ring. So if you can step in the ring, basically what he's saying is if you can step in the ring, then you're good enough to fight. That's where he's coming from, and I really can't say I disagree with him. I do kind of agree with him in that statement. But after I got Gervonta Davis to open up about Ryan Garcia, Hector Luis Garcia, and all things involved with his fight. Ryan Garcia must have heard some of the things I asked Tank and Tank's responses, and he had something to say about it himself. So he went off stating, I quote, this is Ryan Garcia. He said, I quote, "We all have mental health. First of all, you can't even conjure up a clear sentence. I've boxed my whole life, fought over 200 times. I'd break a long time ago if it was for the fear to fight. You simply have never done your research and have a low IQ." And then Tank said, "You just mad because I said you're juicing. The truth always hurts. You the dumb fuck. The paperwork shows, dumbass." And then yeah, and then then Tank said, "Nah, you just a bitch, plain and simple, a soft ass little white diva." So yeah, a little racial there, even though Ryan ain't really white. But anyway, thank you for exposing. Yeah, so they went back and forth for a while, and pretty much Gervonta's telling Ryan Garcia on Twitter that he's juicing. So it makes for a good build up. Personally, I'll just be honest with you guys. I don't really think this fight needs that kind of build-up. Like I feel like Gervonta has his fan base. He's got his base. Ryan Garcia has his base. It's two different audiences. They're both bringing something special to the sport so far as their drawing power and things like that. When and if this fight ever happens, they don't need to do all this. Now, if they're not just doing this to promote the fight, and Gervonta Davis really thinks that Ryan Garcia is on PEDs, which from being around him and being in his presence and Calvin Ford's presence, I get the sense that they really do believe this. Then, do what you can to get drug testing, because in the event that you guys fight and Ryan Garcia knocks you out, I don't want to hear excuses that he was on PEDs. And for Ryan Garcia, I hope to make this fight, if the fight is at the weight that's closer to 140, then good, because I don't want to hear excuses from me either about being weight drained or anything like that. And hopefully, for his sake, he gets his mental health evaluated through training camp, because I don't want to hear no shit on his end either about that he wasn't mentally fit to go into the fight and the pressure was too much for him. So whatever precautions both guys got to do to avoid excuses, then that's what I want to hear. Because honestly, Tank has made some statements that could be deemed as excuses. Ryan has done some things in the past that could be deemed that could be used as an excuse if he doesn't perform well. So I'm just to the point where it's like, okay, whatever both of you guys got to do to make sure there's no excuses when and if you guys ever fight, then let it happen. Because I want the best man to win, and I want that man to get this full credit, because the winner of that fight will be put in another stratosphere in boxing. So yeah, those are my thoughts from Gervonta Tank Davis media day, the media workout. It was a really fun day, man. It was great being there. It's been a while since I've been to Fifth Street Gym, so I want to really, 2023, make it a habit to at least go to Fifth Street Gym and head up to South Beach at least once a month, because what's the point of living in South Florida if you're not going to South Beach and you're not going to these gyms? So yeah, it was a great way to end 2022. I feel like I'm already in 2023 mode, and I'm gonna give you guys that great content as this year goes forward, and that was just, to me, the precursor to what's going to be a great year here on True School Sports in 2023. But give me your comments down below, guys, because there's a lot to follow. There's a lot going on. Do you guys think Gervonta Davis is making excuses? Do you think Ryan Garcia is actually on PEDs? Are there any validity to these claims that him, Calvin Ford, and all people on his team are making? Apart from that, I'll say this. Apart from all the PED talk and gossip and whatnot, what I'll say is this. I've been to 3 Tank media workouts. I went to the one for the Cruz fight, for the Barrios fight, and now this one for the Hector Garcia fight. So I've seen him up close in person a couple times. I would say this is probably the best I've seen him look in person. I feel like his boxing skills and he as a man and as a fighter are maturing. So make it that what you will. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.